Beating down the outside, give the win to Patrick Spangler. He
scores, not enough. Jack Hit gets the win here in Eldora tonight.
Mackey trying to counter, won't get there. Dino wins to the 358.
Flag waves, give it to the Samaconda, Sam Bachman.
Trevor Garou got the flag in sight, and he will get the victory here.
Door shut, final time off of 4. Christensen takes the checkered flag.
And it's a close race. It's going to be Shreves getting the win with Grammy.
Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves, give it to Gavin Chatham. Light some fireworks for the 007. Brockman brings home the win. The Iceman brings home the win. Give it to Chad Griggs.
The Knoxville Nationals are halfway in the books, and tonight we figure out the pole sitter for our 50-lap championship feature tomorrow night and determine who makes it in the Hard Knocks way. Welcome to night number 3 of the 7th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial 360 Nationals, all proceeds benefiting the Steve King Foundation. Hard Knocks Night tonight brought to you by our friends at Triple G Pyrotechnics. Well, we're so glad you could join us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala with you. We'll be joined by Robert Hill Jr. here in just a couple moments. Actually, you know what? I think he is here with us. And yep, we'll bring Robert in right now. Robert, night number 3. We're about to determine a pole sitter here in a couple moments. So we got 8, well, at most 8, at least 5 very fast drivers here tonight with a chance to start in a very coveted spot.
Yeah, Marty, definitely exciting to see what we have here tonight. We got through some preliminary nights the last 2 days, and now going to have the opportunity to set the front of the field and put a couple more drivers in towards the back of the pack as well with Hard Knocks later on.
Let's look back at last night. It was a wild one last night. However, though, eventually in the end, we did see Isaac Bowman hold off Blake Chapman in the final laps, and that was big for a guy like Bowman, you know, a guy that didn't really qualify the best, took advantage of the invert in heat races, won his heat race, started on pole, and led all 25 laps.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And for a guy like Blake Chapman there as well, he qualified really well, ran consistent throughout the race. He came home in the 2nd spot, but he's leaving prelim night with the top points overall so far in this Knoxville Nationals. And for him, that's a bit of a relief. You know, you didn't get the finish you were hoping for in the A main, but you were still consistent and able to come home with quite a few points.
Absolutely. So yes, It was for the let's break down first off the drivers that are in the pole shuffle this evening. Blake Chapman did win in points, followed by Chad Griggs second, Dean Reynolds third, Isaac Bowman fourth, Brandon Dittmer fifth, Trevor Frank sixth, Ted York seventh, and Patrick Spangler in eighth. They are in the pole shuffle. 9 through 16 are in the feature. Roger Craig, Ross Carina, Andy Patton, Jack Hitt, Joseph Grandy, Mason Hine, Jacob Musso, and G.J. Boydell in a tiebreaker over Tom Atlas. Tom Atlas and everybody else on back will be running in Hard Knocks tonight. These are the pit notes for this evening. Of course, for Hard Knocks later on, our 25-lap A main, they're locking positions 21 through 24. Qualifying the heats are straight up with no invert. Finish does not affect the points earned over the last 2 nights. And the C and B main lineups will be set based on the points. The pole scramble, let's explain how that's going to work here this evening. It's going to be 2 laps and one-on-one match races. So think of it kind of like a gauntlet match in WWE. It'll start with 8th place versus 7th place in points. The winner takes on 6th. The winner takes on 5th, and so on. It'll be 2 laps, manual pace laps for, I believe, the second race onward, and the winner will start on pole position this evening. That's going to be a big one tonight. All eyes are definitely on this one first.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a massive moment for a lot of these drivers here tonight. Of course, you want to put yourself up towards the front of the field. You don't really want to have to work your way up through traffic. And, you know, we saw it a little bit in one of the prelim nights last night where the caution flag didn't necessarily play in the favor of those drivers trying to work their way up through the field. And there's potential that that could happen. You never know when it does come to the A main, but for these guys, you want to start up towards the front. You want the opportunity to stay up there and kind of avoid the guys that are going to be racing real hard to try to get their way up through the field.
So we wait to get things going. I believe they're waiting for maybe a driver or 2 to get in, but we have 5 drivers at the moment. That being Trevor Frank, Chad Griggs, Dean Reynolds, Blake Chapman, and Isaac Bowman. So if we look at the points, this is the entire top 6 minus Brandon Dittmer with us at the moment.
Looks like the only other guys missing there here tonight, Teddy York and Patrick Spangler, the only other 2 drivers not here.
So it would go through the order of points, I believe. That would determine 6 through 8 should they not make it. So we wait to get things ready to go. Let's check in with some of you here tonight in the chat. Hello to the Jonathan Tahofchen fans and Tahofchen himself. Great to be a part of this race. Indeed it is. Yes, we're glad you could be a part of it too, JT. So we'll try to get things going here in just a couple moments. I don't see a lot of people here in the chat, but are getting a chance to get some laps. Imagine being a guy like Trevor Frank preparing for this race, even whether will the track be tacky or be slick. He's taken 85 laps at the moment. Not kidding.
Wow. That's a lot of laps. You look behind him, Chad Griggs. He's working lap number 76 right now. So these guys putting in a lot of laps out here. Dean Reynolds with 14 on the day. Blake Chapman, he's only run 4, and Isaac Bowman has run his 5th lap. Looks like they're just about wrapping up the warm-up session here. The majority of the guys down on pit road. The only driver still out on the racetrack putting laps in right now is Chad Griggs.
Griggs, our winner from night 1. Definitely looked very fast Monday night.
Yeah, so far in this session, just the warm-up session, Trevor Frank with a 15.023 and a 15.065 for Chad Griggs. So 2 pretty quick lap times for these guys at the top of the field. Dean Reynolds there with a 15.179. It's a 3.58 for Blake Chapman and a 4.41 for Isaac Bowman. That's the 5 drivers that have taken time here in this warm-up session before we get underway. Is looks like I think we're getting pretty close here.
So everybody in, I believe, the drivers' meeting at the moment. And yes, that is our pace truck tonight, a Pro 2 truck. That thing's got some power underneath it too.
Yeah, you went out there and did some laps. How much different did that feel compared to the sprint car?
I spun out going into turn 3.
Whereas in the sprint car, you'd spin in turn 1.
Yes.
That's wild.
There's Frank there in the 121. All right, so here we go. This is going to be our pole shuffle race, the first one. Actually, I know this. Is this? And yes, this is. So, underway. Green flag's already out. 2 laps of the pole shuffle. Winner moves on. The loser starts in position number 5. Bowman with the advantage here over Frank off for turn 4. Bowman leading with 1 lap to go here in this pole shuffle. Frank almost moved Bowman up the hill just a moment, trying to get it run here into turn number 3 on this tacky surface. He hopes Bowman gets tight off at turn number 4. Bowman's going to move on to round 2.
Just so quick in that effort right there. Good drive by Bowman. We'll see what he can do here in the next one.
And so with Bowman, he now waits his next opponent. That being Dean Reynolds in the 79. Now, one big positive out of this. Actually, should be waiting for Bowman to come out on track because he won that. And now we're just awaiting. Now Dean Reynolds just awaiting his opponent, but I believe Bowman trying to maybe nope. There's Bowman right there. Is we get set to go because Bowman won. He's on the outside. Dean Reynolds on the bottom. So we don't need the pace truck here as they'll stay double file here to the start. And Robert, we'll let you take this one.
Yeah, sounds good, Marty. Going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Isaac Bowman going to start up top. Dean Reynolds down on the bottom here in our second head-to-head battle here in the pole shuffle. We'll see what they can do as they're going to work their way through turns number 3 and 4. Get set to go this time by. Bowman really did a great job last time holding on to the top spot, but Dean Reynolds going to get out to the early jump here in matchup number 2. Reynolds going to run about a half lane higher there than Isaac Bowman. Is Bowman going to go up to the top side, tries to chase him down the back straightaway already through lap number 1. Dean Reynolds leads the way. 1 lap to go here in matchup number 2, and Bowman, he's going to have to set sail down to the inside if he's going to want to get by Reynolds. Reynolds doing a great job holding him off, but here comes Bowman.
Oh, no!
Together.
They both went
Who's going to be able
around.
to continue?
Nobody! And Dino's upside down.
Dean's further on the racetrack, though. Does that mean he gets it?
I think so, possibly.
Oh, man, Bowman's going to try to turn around, get himself going once again.
Yeah, but I think Bowman had a respect. I think he's... We'll see. If Bowman's going to claim that one on him, then Dino should automatically advance. And Bowman is limping to pit road. Well, wait to see on the scoring of this one. Dean's already ready to go, so I would assume it's going to be Dean.
Chad Griggs is staged at pit exit. He's going to be up next. Yeah, here comes Dean
Yep,
Reynolds.
so it will be Dean advancing.
Oh, man.
I think that's the first time that's ever happened in a pole shuffle.
Only thing that would have made it better is if both cars were upside down. Nobody able to move.
That would have been funny. So winner will start
Here we
on
go.
the front row this evening. And Robert, you didn't get a complete race. We'll let you do this one.
All right, we'll give this one a go here. It's going to be Chad Griggs on the inside. Dean Reynolds taking the high lane here on this one as we'll get set to come to the green flag. Matchup number 3 about to get underway as they work their way down the front stretch. Green flags out, side by side into turn number 1. Reynolds up top, Griggs on the bottom. Let's see who has the advantage down the back stretch here on the first time. They're going to make oh no, Reynolds hard in the wall. He's going to tumble again.
Yeah, that slight contact, I think, destroyed the right front. And that is a sprint car that is turned into a midget.
Well, Chad Griggs is going to come around. He'll take matchup number 3.
So Griggs will move on, and this makes me want to take a look at the replay. Watch Dean here in the 79. If there was any slight contact right there, got the left rear, and somehow it destroyed the front end. Let's ride in car with Dean. Turn away if you get motion sickness.
He went for a good tumble.
Yes, he did. Alrighty. Final matchup. Who is going to start on pole position? Will it be Chad Griggs or Blake Chapman? And Chapman has elected, I'm interested in this, he's elected to start on the outside here. Off of turn number 4.
We'll see how that works. Inside's been good.
Yeah, but the outside line last time, Dean got a really good jump. And Blake got a great jump that time by as well. Side by side off for 2. But it's the salesman Chapman able to clear Griggs. Griggs trying to find some bite underneath. Won't work. Final lap underway. Griggs staying right there on the tail tank of Blake Chapman down the back of the turn number 3. Got a nice draft. Griggs got to drive it in deep. Yes, he does for the win. But got a little bit sideways off the corner. Blake Chapman is your pole sitter for tomorrow night's 50-lap Knoxville Nationals.
Great battle in that one right there, Marty. Wow, those guys both hung it out for those 2 laps.
So Blake Chapman in the Galen's Homegrown Popcorn Crate Sim Racing number 20. A track he knows all too well, was our Knoxville Nationals champion in 2023. We'll talk with him in just a moment. Looking at some of the comments here. A lot of people are saying it was netcode between Chad and Dean.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so as well. That was wild.
So maybe we'll get a chance to talk with your pole sitter here in just a moment. If not, you know what we're going to do? We're going to step aside, take a break here. Maybe we'll talk to your front row or your top 3 out of that, and then we'll get ready for Hard Knocks. Stay with us, the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Welcome back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are talking with our pole sitter, Blake Chapman. And Blake, a good run for you over Chad. Sometimes it's never a bad thing to start last in a pole shuffle and take the win.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like these pole shuffles, they really matter a whole lot. Starting either first or second in a 50-lap race. But no, it's a fun time. I would say. Wish more guys showed up, but yeah, I think I had some fun tonight. So didn't really have to do too much tonight. All the hard work was done last night, and yeah, fortunately, we put ourselves in a really good spot for this A main tomorrow night.
How important is track position in a long race like we're going to see tomorrow night?
I think it's pretty important. It really opens you up to really run whatever strategy you want. If you want to save your stuff early for how many laps you want to do it, you can do it. If you want to go right away, you can just get out front right away and then lead the pack. But yeah, just starting up front, it just gives you so many options, and you don't have to worry about all the traffic in the back and guys wrecking in front of you and stuff. So yeah, it's really crucial in a race like this to start out front, get away from the pack, and yeah, just run your own race.
Who do I give shout-outs to before we let you go?
Yeah, I got to thank the family for watching. Of course, I got to thank all the guys down at KSR. I got to thank Mason at Grand Slam Graphics for putting this wrap together for me. I think he really knocked it out of the park with this one. And I got to thank purple. I know Dean likes that purple.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but I got to thank Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, Kreitz Oval Track Parts, Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. It's also one of Dean's favorites.
Quiet,
there.
please. Let the preacher talk right now, please. Thank you. Go ahead, kick break.
You can head over to their website to check it out for yourself. And of course, do not forget to use Dean's favorite code. That's code CART. That's C-A-R-T at checkout. You'll get 15% off some of their very delicious product. You really just got to thank all the sponsors stepping up for this event. Everybody in Coast to Coast, Dean, multiple others who step up to put this on and spend a lot of time working on making this event perfect. And I know as just a driver, it's been a lot of fun to run this every single year. So yeah, you just got to thank everyone involved in putting this thing on. And of course, I got to thank you guys, the broadcasters, for letting us watch this back. Really appreciate it.
I'm sorry, what did you say about popcorn? I forgot.
Code CART, that's all you need to know.
Good deal, good deal.
Yep.
Blake, we'll let you go. Best of luck Thursday. Congrats on the pole.
Take care,
Thanks,
Blake.
Marty.
All righty, that's Blake Chapman, number 20. Now, Dean, we brought this up with you. We'll bring the cameras back on here. But, Dean, we kind of brought this up with you when we went to break. But how in the world does contact with the left rear lead to your right front getting damaged, and boom, the sprint car turns into a midget?
Yeah, I have no idea, and I knew it was netcode going down, going to back straightaway, because I could see, even though I'm on single screen, I could see Chad is way over there, and I'm like, we're not even close, and then all of a sudden the car gets twitchy, but I stayed right on the gas because we just got a little twitchy, and I figured he did too, and then I go into turn 3, and I'm like, I have no steering, and I didn't do a Joseph Grandy accident because he still has the best accident of the Nationals, but. But I figured, we brought out the backup car to go against Chad, and now we heard that. So I got to have a pit party tonight. I got to bring out the third car for tomorrow.
Dino, I think Grandy may have some competition after last night with what Dodge did.
This is true, and I watched that replay though, and I'm kind of sitting there and I'm saying, Dodge is a car in front. Oh, never mind. He just drove right over the right rear, and I'm like, hey, and then he got stuck in the fence, and I'm like, do we call for a fuel stop and get him down? But luckily he got out of it. So
you can't park there.
Absolutely.
Actually, you know what? Hang on, I got it. I have to disable streamer mode for this. I have it. I got to find it first. Where is it? I may not have it anymore. Hang on a second.
Marty, come on.
1, 2, 3. You can park.
There we go.
There we go.
Nice. Nice. So we got Hard Knocks coming up, and that's going to be interesting. It's going to be, who knows how many cars we'll get for that, but spots 21 through 24 will get filled out after Hard Knocks, and then we'll come back with. I don't know how many mains yet. We had 44 cars total, but I know Gavin Chatham's going to run tonight, and there's 3 other guys that entered that we haven't seen yet: Chris Lloyd, Carson Kirby, and Ricky Main. So not sure if we're going to go CB or DCB tomorrow, but we'll have all that posted tonight.
Sounds good. Well, we'll know everything as the night goes. Robert, you got anything?
No, man, I'm just excited to see what we have coming up here in Hard Knocks, see who can lock themselves in and who's going to be having to work their way up through the field tomorrow night.
I think it's going to be wild. Dean, you got any predictions?
Well, there's going to be guys that really need Hard Knocks because it's going to be tough tomorrow, like Connor Ross and Larry Moody and Jeff Barker himself. But I think Jeff's going to have a provisional because I believe in either one of the no, Buddy's trying to climb on me here. This is unique.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Do we have Buddy time?
The cam on. No, I don't even have the cam on. So maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
We haven't had the cutest thing on iRacing in a long time, Marty.
No, we
so
have
we got to
not.
bring that back.
Yeah, it's too up.
But I do think Jeff Barker's in, and then so because he's going to be starting deep. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, there's going to be guys that are going to try to do well here in Hard Knocks, and it's kind of a cool deal because you get a clean slate. So guys like Connor Ross, if he's going to run, can come out and scorch a time trial like second fastest. And the difference is in Hard Knocks, the heats are going to be starting straight up. There's no invert. So there's no points or anything like that. It's going to be just a straight up deal. And then go racing, and then the 4 will get locked in. And then, but the finish of Hard Knocks does not hurt where you're going to start in the B main tomorrow. So Mr. Atlas is 17th in points. He's guaranteed to pole the B main if he doesn't, no matter what he does in Hard Knocks, unless he finishes in the top 4.
Excellent. That's good to hear. So, well, we got a good one around the corner. We will step aside. Dino, as always, we appreciate the time, and we'll talk to you later tonight, if not tomorrow.
My friend, have a good one, guys.
Yes, you as well. All right, we'll step aside, take another break. When we come back, hopefully we're back into race time. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
When Steve died, the outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Beating down the outside, give the win to Patrick Spangler.
Four, not enough. Jack hit, gets the win here in Eldora tonight.
Mackey trying to counter, won't get there. Dino wins to the 358.
Flag waves, give it to the Samaconda, Sam Bachman.
Trevor Garou got the flag in sight, and he will get the victory here.
Door shut, final time off of 4. Christensen takes the checkered flag.
And it's a close race. It's going to be Shreves getting the win with Grammy.
Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves, give it to Gavin Chatham. Light some fireworks for the 007. Brockman brings home the win. The Iceman brings home the win. Give it to Chad Griggs.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We're back here at the sprint car capital of the world, Knoxville Raceway, as we get ready to go here for our qualifying, or well, not qualifying, I should say. Hard Knocks just around the corner. And again, these are the drivers that did not make it into the top 16 in points. So we will be advancing. So I should say the winners that will move into the feature will be the top 4 out of the feature. Trying to do this the Hard Knocks way. We'll welcome you back into our broadcast booth. Marty Sakala with you alongside Robert Hill Jr. And Robert, I feel like this is going to be a stacked crowd this evening.
Yeah, Marty, I just got into the server here, just taking a look at some of the drivers that are with us so far already. Almost 20 drivers in this Hard Knock server. So we've got the bulk of the guys that did not qualify in automatically on points. A lot of them are here. We're only missing a couple at this point. We're still about 10 minutes away from advancing to qualifying for this Hard Knock session. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the night goes. A lot of talent here with us and a lot of opportunity on the table for these guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong names out here as well. I mean, not Dino, I'm sorry. Looking at guys here, Joe Musso, one of them, for example. Gavin Chatham, also a driver that's always fast in the sprint car. Just some of the notables that we have here this evening as well.
Yeah, looking through another name that's popped out at me just based off of what we saw last night in prelims. Joseph Groom is out here in the 11. He was fairly strong in preliminary night number 2 action. Just things didn't necessarily go his way. Got caught up in a couple incidents, and that unfortunately led him to having to come through Hard Knocks here tonight. But a couple other guys, like you said, Gavin Chatham, always strong every time we see him on the racetrack. And Mark Billen had a fairly decent night last night. Got caught in a little bit of mayhem out there, but we'll have to see what we have looking forward to coming up here in about 10 minutes time. And within the hour, we should have the back of the field for tomorrow's A-Main set in stone.
You know, while we wait to go racing here, a couple of things I do want to bring up here as well. The bonuses for this evening. Not the bonuses. First off, the door prizes, I should say. We did add an additional door prize to the list for this week. Big thanks as well to Robert's friends at Mohawk International Raceway, providing 2 tickets to September weekend on the 18th and the 19th. And Robert, that's supposed to be a big event happening at Mohawk.
Yeah, we've got a triple header of dirt car action that weekend. We have the Dirt Car 358 Series, the Dirt Car Sportsman Series, and the Dirt Car Pro Stocks all on hand between those 2 days. It is our final regular racing night of the season. Typically that weekend as well, we throw in some qualifiers for the Canadian Super Dirt weekend that takes place at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. So it's going to be an exciting time. Expecting a lot of cars there for that one.
Other door prizes as well include 2 free general admission tickets to Baps Motor Speedway, free wrap from Velocity Race Design, free entry to the next Dirt Car Esports event featuring the Big Block Modifieds, the Empire State Showdown, free wrap courtesy of Grand Slam Graphics, free membership to the RPES 305 Sprint League, free wraps as well from Just Racing Boys and Designs, and Regal wraps as well. JT Graphics with a free wrap too, and same with Vertex Graphics as well. There is also as well bonuses on the line for this event. Our quick timers from the first 2 nights got a $25 bonus courtesy of A&J Custom Creations. Our hard chargers in each prelim night get a $10 bonus courtesy of Gears Unlimited, $15 to the Nationals hard charger of the night. We let the dogs out pet care services for you, offering $10 bonuses to each driver that is the last car on the lead lap. Finally, Addison Bowman Racing offering a lot of, actually, penultimate. Addison Bowman Racing with $12 of the 5th place finisher in Hard Knocks, $5 to the 12th place finishers in Thursday's Nationals A-Main. And then finally, the first retread driver, the Bill Calder retread driver, Godspeed, 55 or over, gets a $25 bonus. So those are all the bonuses and door prizes up for grabs. A lot on the line here tonight for the drivers, or a lot on the line this week for the drivers here. And again, all proceeds benefiting the Steve King Foundation for the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. So while
Taking
we
a quick
wait, go ahead.
look here, we got some good times on the racetrack here so far. Joseph Groom quickest with a 15.026, and Larry Moody second with a 15.098. These are the only two drivers down in the zeros, and those are pretty close to the times that we saw during the practice session for the pole shuffle earlier on tonight. So we'll see if it picks up as the day goes on, but a lot of quick cars out here on the racetrack so far.
Groom at a 15.03. Larry Moody second, 15.10. Jeremy Christensen third, 15.16. Cole Katz fourth, 15.17. And Billy Roberts fifth at a 15.18. See if we can bring some drivers in that we can talk to here. I'm looking at some of the drivers here in the retreads division that we could maybe speak with, and let's start things off with Armando Melgoza. Bring him in. Why not?
That's cool.
Armando, it's Marty and Robert up here. Got us?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, man. How have we been feeling so far this week in the 78?
It's feeling all right. I just had a little medical issue when I was running. I can't even remember what day it was, but otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, everything's working out fine.
Alrighty, what are the big keys here for you tonight to try and get a top 4 spot?
Try to keep control of my car and just try to pass people.
Good deal for sure. Well, before we let you go, Robert, first off, Robert, you got anything?
I think you pretty much covered it. I mean, obviously, you had to be top 4 here tonight to advance, but what did you learn on your preliminary night that you can put into effect here and try to get yourself into one of those spots?
Change my setup because this slick was killing me. So I played with that a little bit, and it seems to be working out.
Well, before we let you go, Armando, who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I want to thank Coast to Coast for putting this on, and you guys for announcing, and just a whole group of people that, are behind the scenes.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Best of luck tonight, and maybe we'll talk to you again if you make top 4.
All right, thank you guys.
Alrighty, Armando Melgoza, one of the retreads, one of the many retreads running here this evening. Checking in with the chat here, and again, we're about 4 minutes out from going racing. Isaac checking in now. Buddy Salsa rooting for everyone, says good luck tonight, boys. Isaac, we miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Dino says, anyone want to help out in the pits tonight? Have to piece together 1 car out of 2.
It's going to be a late night for that team.
Yes, it will. Overnight hours. They got energy drinks at Casey's across the street, so.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Finally, Patrick says, I got 2 junk chassis from last night. Continue to look at the times here. See who else is on the track. We'll go back to Groom, see if he is running at the moment. Here's Billy Roberts in the LFM 99. 5th quickest here at a 15.18. Scott Tomasin in the 6th. Was in some wild rides not last night, in night number 1.
So looks like we got 19 cars here that are so far going to take the start here tonight in Hard Knocks. Might gain a couple more as we get closer to go time here, coming up in about 3 minutes.
not too bad. Full field would have consisted of about 25 or so. So that's not bad for tonight.
No, absolutely not. Of course, we still have the Soup coming up tomorrow, where anyone that doesn't lock in here tonight will have the opportunity to lock themselves into the big show.
Groom is running on the racetrack here and it's number 11. And yeah, great night going yesterday. Just unfortunately, that contact just ended his chances.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate there for Joseph Groom, but we'll see what he's got tonight. A couple lessons learned from last night in prelim that he can definitely put into play here tonight. Maybe tone down on the aggression level just a little bit, especially early on in the feature, knowing that you only have so much time and so many opportunities to lock into the big show. And he was one of those guys that wasn't afraid to throw the big sliders, especially in those opening laps. And I think that might have come to bite him just a wee bit. As just taking a look on the track, Gavin Chatham looking pretty sporty here so far for a guy that doesn't have much track experience this week. Second overall here in lap times, 15:088. He just came off the track after a pretty solid run.
Yeah, Chatham didn't run any of the prelim nights with us, so this is only his sixth lap of racing this week here in Knoxville.
That's not bad, but he's always quick, so not to be really unexpected there. Billy Roberts really strong so far in the sixth spot in practice. I'm quite impressed by the pace of that 99 machine. We'll see what he's got when it comes to race time later on.
Give us one moment here. Don't know if you may have heard Jonathan Tahofchen getting ready to go.
He's ready.
Tahofchen currently 7th quickest. 15:26 his time.
Well, and that's going to do it for practice as well. We're going to get set to go to qualifying. Driver's going to have 2 laps and 2 minutes to get it done.
We'll watch the first driver on the speedway. Of course, your favorite driver's times will pop up as they go. Will pop up on the bottom as well as the top left. And first driver we'll watch is the driver of the number 73, Larry Moody. Bring it out for the first time tonight. You can already see how slick the high side is. Moody getting a little bit bumpy up top there in 3 and 4.
Yeah, definitely not too settled here so far. 18th quickest in the practice session. Or actually, sorry, no, 3rd quickest in the practice session. We'll see what he's got here in qualifying. Lap number 1, 15:521. Of course, that's going to be 2nd quickest overall. Dropping to 3rd as Cole Katz going to go quickest with 15:371.
Joe Musso 2nd quick, 15:424. Jeremy Christensen 3rd of 15:485. Here comes Katz off at turn 4. Musso purple sector 2, but not quicker enough. 15:446 on lap 2. Joseph Groom up to 3rd on lap 1, down to 4th at 15:44. Scott Tomasin 2nd quick at a 15:400. He'll call it a night there in qualifying. Here's Groom. Can he better his lap? He was green in sector 1, yellow sector 2. The lap time for him, 2nd quick at a 15:392. 15392. Bixler just wrapped up his lap. Let's go to Pat Boyce in the number 41, 13th quick on lap number 1, and now 14th at 15:515. Gavin Chatham 3rd quick, lap number 2 at a 15:399. Boyce is slower on lap 2 at a 15:544, and qualifying is done. So Cole Katz, the quickest in hot laps, with a 15:313. Joseph Groom 2nd, 15:392. Gavin Chatham 3rd, 15:399. The only sub 15:4 laps. Two heat races this evening. And with that, we'll take a look at your starting lineup here for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole position, it's Cole Katz in the number 7, with the driver on his outside being in the 99, Gavin Chatham. Row number 2, the Moose, Joe Musso in car number 28. To his outside, it's Ed Harris in the 280. Row number 3, Jeremy Christensen in the 16. To the outside, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75. Fourth row has Mark Billen in the 22 and Barry Goldner in the 36. Final row this evening, Billy Roberts in the 99 and Bob Curtis in the 12. Again, no inverts here at all. Everything is heads up this evening. Well, Robert, who are you watching out for closely here in Heat 1?
Man, this is going to be an interesting one here. Obviously, it can go with the low-hanging fruit up front with Katz, Chatham, Marcel, any of those guys. But I'm going to watch Steven Bixler in the 75, see what he can do. He's going to start in the 6th position on the outside of one of those transfer spots looking in. We'll see what that 75 has here tonight.
Bixler, definitely a good option. I'm going to keep an eye on Joe Musso in the 28. Always want to keep an eye on the Moose here this evening, whether it be Joe, Jake, any Musso in the field. So heat race number 1, winner starts on pole this evening. Everybody transfers into the feature tonight. I believe we will have a B main as well. We'll have to double check as they come off of turn number 4. Cole Katz, Gavin Chatham to bring us to the green flag. Heat race number 1 of the night in Hard Knocks. It's underway. Good start from Katz in the 99. Chatham stays on the tail tank. Musso, Christensen side by side for 3rd. Lap number 1 at the line is led by Katz with Gavin Chatham trying to chase him down the 99. Chatham looks low, catches the berm, has to lift, Robert.
Yeah, good battle for that top position. Going to dissipate back to single file as here comes Chatham again. Taking another peek down to the inside there on Cole Katz. Not quite able to get there as he's staying within striking distance. Chatham, he's going to clip the berm down on the inside as the top 5 now single file all the way through. Bixler able to get by. Gets himself up to that 5th spot with Ed Harris right behind him. Pretty much single file all the way through as the battle for the lead going to pick right back up here, Marty.
Nearly a perfect 3 and 4 for Chatham, and also got a great 1 and 2. They're wing to wing down the back for just a moment. Katz barely cuts down on Chatham here for the race lead. Halfway home, 4 up and 4 down. Winner on pole position tonight for the Hard Knocks feature. You definitely want to be finishing in the top 2. Those are the key spots in heat races tonight. Is they're side by side for the race lead. Here goes Chatham looking to put the 99 out to the point. You bet. New leader Gavin Chatham with 3 laps to go.
Gavin Chatham out to the race lead. He gets by Cole Katz. Behind Katz, still held onto those positions as Mosso and Christensen. As the battle for the lead not really going away right now. The 7 of Katz looking back down to the inside lane as we've got just 2 laps to go here in the first of our 2 heats. Wow, that got real tight as Katz slid up right ahead of Chatham. Chatham on the inside, still wheel to wheel. We'll come around to the white flag this time with Gavin Chatham in control of the field.
Final lap of heat race number 1. Chatham takes the lead back from Cole Katz. Katz trying to rip the cushion here through 1 and 2, but doesn't have a lot of bite to it. Chatham able to open it up to a 1/4 of a second here to turn number 3. Musso 3rd, Christensen 4th, but off the corner. Gavin Chatham, your winner of heat race number 1. Katz 2nd, Musso 3rd, Christensen 4th, Bixler 5th, Harris 6th, Billen in 7th, Billy Roberts 8th, Barry Goldner 9th, and Bob Curtis round out the top 10. That's a great way to kick off the night here, Robert.
Yeah, absolutely. Great battle for the race lead. A good battle coming to the line there as well for the final transfer spot. Unfortunately for Steve Bixler, going to be on the outside looking in. He'll have a chance to come up, though, through our A main later on as we'll get set here for heat number 2. They're going to work their way down onto the racetrack here in just a moment, and we'll walk you through that starting grid. Starting on the pole in car number 11 is Joseph Groom, and to his outside in the 6th, it's Scott Tomasin. Inside, row number 2 in the 73 machine, that's Larry Moody. And to his outside in car number 40, that's Dominic Pfeiffer. Row number 3 is where we find Armando Melgoza in the 78. And to his outside, Alton 4th in the 61. Behind them on the inside of that 4th row, it's going to be Patrick Boyce with Jonathan Tehovchin to his outside in car number 21. Just behind them is where we're going to find Tom Atlas in the 68. To his outside in the 411 is Jacob Morris. And that is going to do it here for heat number 2. As again, we'll take another 4 and put them into tonight's A main directly.
Driver keeping an eye on here. If it's not named Joseph Groom, definitely going to be Tomasin in that number 6. Very good qualifying run. Should give him a lot of great track position headed into the feature tonight. What about you, Robert?
I'm going to watch Jonathan Tehovchin. He was a guy that had a really good run in both the veterans race and the volunteers race over the last couple of days. Had himself a little bit of a rocky run in the preliminary night action, though, but I think he's going to have a pretty good piece in this one. Starting from the 8th spot, a lot of work to do to get himself up into a transfer.
Well, here we go. Final heat race of the evening. Again, everybody makes the show this evening. Tomasin and Groom bring us to green. Heat 2 underway. Good jump from Groom. Tomasin just follows right behind in second, followed by Moody and Melgoza, the top 4 at the moment. Groom leads the opening lap. Everyone just about evenly spread out. Pfeiffer further back, trying to make a run on Melgoza. That's the race for the 4th spot, Robert.
Yeah, good battle for that 4th position as you see Pfeiffer trying to close up on Melgoza. Behind him, 4th, and Tehovchin going to duke it out for that 6th and 7th spot on the racetrack. But out front, Joseph Groom really having himself a good, solid start to this one. Trying to hold off Scott Tomasin, who holds on to that 2nd spot. 3 laps in, 5 laps to go, as we're going to come around to the halfway point this time by 4 in and 4 remaining here in heat number 2. Larry Moody, he's holding steady in the 3rd spot. Is that battle for the race lead going to pick up? Oh, we got trouble towards the back.
Pat Boyce crab walking here, but yes, the race for the lead. Now about to turn to a triple threat match. Moody has caught Tomasin and Joseph Groom. Moody the quicker car last time by. Tomasin quickest lap of the race at the moment at a 15:64. We're halfway home. 4 up and 4 down, make it 3 to go with the line for Joseph Groom with a 0.3 of a second lead as Moody tries to challenge Tomasin for 2nd.
Great battle for that 2nd position.
Go ahead,
Marty. Good battle for the 2nd position. Picks up right here as out front Joseph Groom continues to lead the way. Scott Tomasin going to hold on to 2nd as Larry Moody right behind him. The battle for the final transfer also heating up here as Dominic Pfeiffer closing up to the backside of Armando Melgoza. That's for position number 4 as we'll come around to the white flag this time. Going to be 1 to go in heat number 2.
So it's Joseph Groom out in front in car number 11. Was looking really good to make it via points, maybe even make the pole shuffle. And then contact with another car. In fact, maybe even the wall ended its night early. Off the corner, Groom will start on the front row tonight. Tomasin in 2nd, Moody 3rd, Pfeiffer 4th, Melgoza 5th, 4th and 6th, Morris 7th, Atlas 8th, Tehovchin 9th, and Pat Boyce in the 10th position. And we will have a Consi B main to improve drivers' spots. And while they load up, we're going to take a look at a couple of replays here. I'll show you first off what happened with Pat Boyce, as he caught the wall pretty good, going in 3 and 4, I believe. It was contact with a 21 and a wild ride for Pat Boyce. Up and over he went. That led to the wing damage of Tehovchin as well. Actually, no, that was something separate. But the contact did start with the Wild Child. Heavy right front damage, and when he tried to drive it, he then realized when he tried to make the turn that the car was just going to stay straight. And it was just about toast. He tried everything to keep it going, but just another wall hit. And said, I'm taking it off. And that was just before the leaders got in the way. Drivers rolling off here for our B main. Our consolation, this is how they'll line up. Is on the pole, it's the mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75 with Armando Malgoza to the outside in car number 78. Row 2, Ed Harris on the 280 to the outside, Alton 4th in the 61. Row number 3, Mark Billen in car 22 with Jacob Morris to the outside in the 411. The 4th row has Billy Roberts in the 099 and Tom Atlas to the outside in the 68. Running out the top 10, Barry Goldner in car 36. Next to him, Jonathan Tahofjan in the 088. In the final row this evening, Bob Curtis, no call to the grid though in the 12. Pat Boyce rounds out the field in the 41.
Here we go.
Who's your one to watch here, Robert?
This is gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to stick with the guy that's gonna start on the pole here in this consi. I'm gonna go with Steven Bixler.
Bixler definitely fast out there tonight for sure. I'll keep an eye on either Alton 4th or Jacob Morris. We'll just have to see. Set for our B main consi is Malgoza and Bixler take the green flag. Lights are on, underway. Near contact between, he got there. Harris and Morris got together. They banged wheels, but everybody keeps them straight. And side by side for 4th for Harris edges out Morris. Lap one of the line, though, led by Armando Malgoza, Robert.
Armando was able to make that move on Steven Bixler, take the top spot away here as we work our way through lap number 2. Alton 4th just behind them in that 3rd spot. He's closing up, about to be a 3-car dance for the top position, though, as we go side by side just about here for the top spot. Armando Malgoza, Steven Bixler duking it out. Bixler, he's running the ultimate high lane here, now going to dive down to the inside, trying out each and every line so far here in this 10-lap consolation race, as he's going to get it all the way down just up against the berm down on the inside lane. But Armando Malgoza going to continue to lead the way as we'll work our way to lap number 5.
So it's Malgoza followed by Bixler, 4th Harris, Morris, the top 5. This is the closest battle on the track for the 5th spot. Roberts nearly catches the 22 of Mark Billen, racing for 6. Everybody hangs on to it for right now. Now Roberts tries to hold his butt ground on the bottom, stays put in the 7th spot. Up the wall though goes Billen in the 21. He hangs on to it though with 5 laps to go.
Side by side, Billy Roberts up on the high side. That's Barry Goldner down on the bottom. Goldner gonna hit the berm, slides himself up nearly into the side of Billy Roberts is behind them. Good battle for position as well between Patrick Boyce and Jonathan Tahofjan. But out front, just a quick look up there as we've got a couple laps to go. Armando Malgoza continues to lead the way. Steven Bixler there in the 2nd spot. They've broken away from 3rd place. Alton 4th, but 4th, he's got some company from the 4th spot. Ed Harris, as he's gonna take a look down to the inside. Good battle for the 2nd spot as we'll come around to popsicle sticks in the air this time.
2 laps to go. Malgoza leading by a 1/4 of a second on Steve Bixler. Leaders are starting to approach some lap traffic. That's the 68 of Tom Atlas. We did have a crash between Tahofjan and Barry Goldner. They'll start near the back of this one tonight. White flag flies. Final lap here in our consi. Will lap traffic play a factor? Malgoza and Bixler both get past Atlas with no issues. And the mayor almost took her side by side through 1 and 2. A shallow entry won't work for Bixler. Malgoza able to clear. And off the corner, Armando Malgoza, the winner of the consi. Bixler 2nd, 4th and 3rd. Harris 4th, Morris 5th, Roberts 6th, Boyce 7th. Bill and Crash of the White Flag finishes 3rd. Atlas, Golner, Tehofchen, and Curtis round out the field.
That was a good battle for the top position throughout the majority of that consolation race. Armando Melgoza must have gotten those adjustments right that he talked about. Had himself a real good run in this warm-up for tonight's A main as we're just a couple minutes away from that one. Gavin Chatham and Joseph Groom going to start on the front row for tonight's 25-lap A main coming up here in just a little bit.
Yes, so we'll step aside, take a break. When we come back, showtime at Knoxville on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
When Steve died, the outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Getting ready to go for featured time of the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Take a look here at chat, see what's happening out there. Haven't checked it out in a while. Triple G Pyro says, I'm trying to run some extra fuel lines through the chassis tubing on my car for tomorrow.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm going to have top 4 stop on the front stretch and come up to the waiting room.
Sounds good, Dino. Appreciate the heads up.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, all right. And then Short Fuse, of course, checking in for Joey Musso. Looking at times here in warm-ups at the moment, a minute left. Cole Katz currently the quickest, 16:050. Gavin Chatham second, with 16:07. Jeremy Christensen third, 16:12. Joseph Groom fourth, 16:14. Scott Tomas and Joe Musso each fifth at a 16:16. Tomorrow we are out of here for our championship night. It'll start with, I believe it's going to be our C main first. It'll be Soup Night first, starting with the C main, followed by the B main, and then our 50-lap championship feature. It'll be a special night, biggest night of the year as always for the Coast to Coast Racing League, Robert.
Yeah, definitely an exciting night coming up tomorrow. We've had the past 3 days of qualifying and various efforts to lock these drivers into the show. A lot of work has gone into this week and weeks and months leading up to this as well from the people behind the scenes. So to be able to put it all under one pretty bow tomorrow night, it's going to be a heck of a good night. And we hope all of you tuned in tonight will join us tomorrow as well.
I think we're having some technical difficulties on Robert's end, but we're set to go for the feature this evening. Once this transforms through to the feature that it does, let's meet the field and give you tonight's starting lineup. On the pole, Gavin Chatham in car number 99. To the outside, it's Joseph Groom in the 11. Row 2, the Cole Katz in the 7, and Scott Tomasin in the 6. Row number 3, Joe Musso, the Moose in the 028, with Larry Moody next to him in the 73. Row number 4, Jeremy Christensen in the 16, next to Dominic Pfeiffer in the 40. Rounding out your top 10, Armando Melgoza in the 78, and the Mayor Steve Bixler in the 75. Robert?
Looking a little bit further back, Alton Forth going to start in the 11th spot in car number 61. To his outside, Ed Harris will roll off 12th in the 280. Jacob Morris in the 411. He'll start in the 13th spot. And rounding out row number 7, that's Billy Roberts in the 099. Patrick Boyce will start 15th in the 41 with Mark Billen to his outside. Tom Atlas in the 68 is alongside Barry Goldner in row number 9, and rounding out the field in the 10th and final row, Jonathan Tohofchen in the 21 and Bob Curtis in car number 12.
Alrighty, set to go racing. Robert, your pick to win.
My pick to win this one, it's going to come from the front row. I'm going to have to go with Gavin Chatham. He's been quick all night long here tonight, and I expect much of the same here in this feature.
I like the pick there with Chatham, but Joseph Groom on the outside. I think it's going to be somebody from the front row. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So 20 drivers ready for the green flag. Top 4 will make it to the feature. Everyone else will have to play some alphabet soup tomorrow. Field is in turns number 3 and 4. Pace car on pit road, as we say. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Who is going to make it the Hard Knocks way? We're about to find out. It's time to get it on. Chatham with the early race lead. Katz challenges Groom for the second spot. A great exit by the driver of the 11. He tries to pull underneath on Chatham for the top spot. Well, Gavin Chatham leads lap number 1. Slide job by Groom there through turns 1 and 2. Caution flag waves. We've got Barry Goldner with a damaged left front, but it's for Dominic Pfeiffer in the 40. So we had a lot of things develop here early in this one. Let's see what happened to Pfeiffer in the 40. Contact and hits the wall pretty hard. And goes for a bunch of nasty front flips and back flips.
Yeah, that was a rough hit right there for Pfeiffer. He's going to have a lot of work to do to get himself up into a transfer spot.
Wing first into the fence. And tried the tumble run there off the vault. Now
and go ahead.
We did see something with Barry Goldner, and I'm not too sure what it was related to. About to take a look. It looks like he was involved in something off of turn number 2. Catches the 22, and Bob Curtis, in fact, comes up to him and puts him in the wall. Just trying to set his racing lineup, I believe.
Yeah, that was a rough ride right there for Goldner. He had quite heavy contact with the outside wall as well, doing a fair bit of damage to that number 36 machine. So he as well will have to come from the tail of the field. We'll see if he's able to continue on and put himself back up into the show as the lights are off in the pace car. We'll go green again next time by with 23 laps to go.
So it's Chatham and Grooms, row 1. Katz and Tomasin on row 2. Musso, Moody, row 3. Christensen, Bixler, row 4. Malgoza and 4th. They round out the top 10. Chatham with the right to fire first off of 4. Back to green. 2 laps complete. So the 99 car able to hold serve. Side by side for second. Tomasin tries to challenge the 11. Throws the slider on Groom. But Joseph able to counter it back. The 11 car hangs on to second. Here comes Katz underneath for the 3rd spot on Tomasin off for 4. We got one upside to nope in the wall. Larry Moody. Another car sideways. That's Harris on the 280. The caution waves once again.
Oh, wow.
Let's see how it started, Robert. Oh, wow. Roberts puts him up in the wall there, and I don't know how Moody didn't even flip at all.
Well, you got to back that up even further there, Marty, as it looks like Steve Bixler going to go for a big ride off the nose of Larry Moody, and that's what triggers the big effect into the corner.
Let's watch this from another angle here. wow. Great call indeed on that one, Rob.
Yeah, just a rough moment right there. Is a bunch of cars towards the back of the pack going to come together, and just kind of a spacing thing. Nobody really having anywhere to go when the incident happened there with Steve Bixler coming down, and he ended up hard the inside wall. He had to take a pit side, get his fast repair done. Of course, one thing we didn't mention earlier on, these drivers do have one fast repair available to them, and unfortunately for a lot of guys at the back of the field, they've already taken that fast repair so far in the same main.
So going green this time by. Reset the field here for you. Chatham and Groom, row 1. Tomas and Katz, row 2. They are all in the field at the moment. First one out is Joe Musso in 5th. Jeremy Christensen next to him. 4th and Roberts, row 4. Malgoza and Morris round out the top 10. Should be 4 complete. And 21 to go. A quick restart for Gavin Chatham. That allows Tomas into 2nd and 3 wide for 3rd. Joe Musso trying to get into a transfer spot off the corner, but can't do it. Groom drops down to the bottom step of the podium. Oh, big crash!
Oh.
Hard flip! 2 cars upside down. That's Tomasin in the 6th. Christensen also involved. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
That is a heavy, heavy savage crash for Scott Tomasin. Watch this. That's some of the worst netcode that I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrendous.
Right on board with a couple of guys.
Joseph Groom was close. They might have made a little bit of contact, but that was pretty wild.
Wow. That was all Ricky Bobby. Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good.
Yeah, that's.
Watch the
that
elbow
was
with
rough.
Tomasin. You'll clearly tell there's no. That is nothing. If you want a better picture of it, we're gonna go gyro cam here, or helmet cam, I should say.
That's awful. That's one of those ones where in the moment you're upset about it because you're thinking that the guy came up and wiped you out, and then you go back and look at it and you're just shaking your head. Just no idea how that happens.
We'll watch this one more time very quickly. Yeah, that is some nasty netcode, and drivers have been warned throughout the week about this netcode that it is going to be happening throughout the night. So that now moves Joe Musso into a transfer spot. Currently 4th. Single file restart as we did not complete a green flag lap under that stint. Chatham, the only driver that works the bottom 2 through 4 upstairs. Try to follow Groom here into turn 3. But look at the gap that Chatham's already put on Groom. Already 1 second as we watch the race for 2nd, Robert.
Yeah, Cole Katz able to get himself by Joseph Groom there for the 2nd spot. He wanted to pull himself away just a little bit as... There we go, another incident coming towards the tail of the field, but so far looks... Never mind, caution flags out.
Yeah, Curtis flipped violently in turn 1.
That's rough.
Contact with Piper. Oh. They just hook. And ladder.
Both of them climbing the fence right there and going for a tumble.
And with Harris
that's just unfortunate right there.
Yeah, with Harris approaching, both of them left iRacing no choice but to throw the yellow. Right on board with Piper. Oh, pardon me. We watched Pfeiffer already. Watch Bob Curtis. And I think he's already dealing with damage and is just trying to limp this race car around. But that's where you got to be aware of your spotter, car outside.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate for Dominic Pfeiffer. Nothing else he could have done there, unless he literally just hits the brakes and backs out of it, which nobody's going to do on exit. He couldn't go any higher. He had no room down low. He was just kind of a lone bystander in that one, and unfortunately for him, as he said on his way out, he said, I just got plastered to the outside wall, and that's exactly what happened right there for Dominic Pfeiffer. And he's out of this one, done for the night. He's going to have to come through the soup tomorrow.
Chatham, Groom, Katz, Musso, fourth. That's the top 5. Musso trying to work the cushion, see if he can get a nice exit on Katz off for 2 for third. Does he dive down deep? No, he doesn't. Holds onto the spot. Katz just about clips the wall. As you see the motocross bump start to begin here as Katz makes contact with Groom for the second spot. And I think Katz dodged him out the line, moved the Cool Cat up to second.
Cole Katz up to the second spot. Joseph Groom going to fall back into position number 3 as Joseph Musso holding on to the final
Billy
transfer
Roberts.
spot. Caution going to fly once again. And as you mentioned, that one for Billy Roberts.
We'll check on what happened with him. Sounds like a solo car crash here. There's contact first with Boyce. He's just trying to hang on to the car. A second contact from Steve Bixler. He's just trying to gas it, and the car is just freaking out all over the place.
And then on the tail end of that one, he's going to gather up Tom Atlas as well. And so Atlas going to get a big piece of damage. Bixler going to get some damage there as well. Mark Billing going to get collected by Bixler coming down from that incident. So a bunch of these guys, again, getting caught up. Nowhere to really go late in that incident as we're approaching the halfway point here in tonight's 25-lap AMA. But these drivers, especially those in the midfield, definitely want to get a green flag run in. They haven't had the opportunity to get up there and try to chase down that of Gavin Chatham, Joseph Groom, Cole Katz, Joseph Musso, and Alton Forth, who are holding steady inside the top 5 here in this one. And the only big mover we're seeing so far, Joseph Musso up 6 spots, started 11th, currently sitting in position number 5. And Patrick Boyce started in the 15th spot, now rebounding up into position number 7. As lights are off in the pace car, we'll go green next time.
Something to remember here as well, we do have an incident limit rule. And drivers have to be careful about, because if they hit that, they will be DQ'd.
That's right.
Approaching the halfway mark as well, like Robert said. We're back to the green flag, and a good jump as well for Musso. Hanging tight with Katz as he looks for the second spot on Joseph Groom. He gets that to stick off for turn 2. Now it's Groom's turn to try and hang on for the third spot. Underneath he goes on the 7. They're wing to wing for second. Katz nearly bikes it in turn 3 and 4 off of the bumps. He's got the 2 spot while Chatham continues to lead.
Cole Katz pushing this thing to the absolute limit right now. He basically rode the wall the whole way around during that battle for the second and third spots. Caution flags out towards the tail of the field.
Mawson flipping in 4 again. And again, they just cannot get a run going. Start with Tahofjan spinning in front of the 6, and Christensen collects him. And apologies, that was in turn number 2. See if we get a better angle with how this started here for Tahofjan. He clipped that car, yes he did. I believe that was Jacob Morris in the 411 he hit.
Yep.
Going over with a couple of guys here. This is Christensen, who was behind Tomasin. Nowhere to go. Helmut Kemma get off of Tomasin. Lights are off, and we'll stay single file here. Now, if you're Cole Katz, how do you try and get the lead here? He's been the best car on restarts all night, in my opinion.
Yeah, he definitely has, and he's most likely going to try to throw a massive slider, likely into turn number 3, because of course Chatham going to have the advantage of being the driver in control on the restart, gets to choose when to fire. But watch for Cole Katz. If he gets the opportunity, he's going to send it way deep into turn number 3.
Well, we're about to find out. Your lights are back on. Let's get some laps in here, and hopefully these drivers can use their heads. Musso, the last driver in Hard Knox style, first driver out. Pat Boyce up 10 spots in the 5th position.
Impressive drive there so far for Pat Boyce, able to take advantage of a lot of incidents around him, gets himself up into that 5th spot, trying to close up to Joseph Musso in that 28 machine, who's just kind of holding steady, doing what he needs to do as we're at the halfway point here, and this one just passing the halfway point now, just 12 laps to go, as Gavin Chatham still in control of the field, and he's put a gap over second place Cole Katz. Katz not really able to get up there as he nearly hits the outside wall in the middle of turns number 3 and 4 right there, but he still got himself a gap as well over Joseph Groom in that 3rd spot.
Jacob Moritz trying to catch Boyce in the race for the 5th position. Also some good racing happening for 11th. In fact, that's Malgoza underneath on Steve Bixler to take away the spot there. Oh, hang on, Mr. Mayor. Bixler, can he save it on the berm? Beautiful driving by the 75. As we watch the race for Fitzdale, this allows Musso to pull away. The gap from 4th and 5th, Robert, at 1.1 seconds.
Yeah, pretty big gap there between the 4th and 5th spot, but can't say much of the same there between the 5th and 6th positions between Boyce and Morris. Both drivers working their way around, and you can put maybe 2 car lengths between the 2 of them as Morris tries to close up, chasing down Gavin Chatham as we've got less than 10 to go.
Still Chatham, Katz, Groom, and Musso trying to do it the Hard Knocks way. Let's go to 9th. Billy Roberts trying to overtake Barry Goldner here. Christensen tries to become a factor in this battle as well to 3. Barry catches the berm. That's been really the weakness for him all night, all week long, is catching that berm in turn 3. Didn't come back to bite him that time, though, but it may lose another spot here to Alton 4th. Larry Moody, meanwhile, a slider on Jonathan Tohofchen for the 7th spot. Takes it away for right now. JT trying to counter it back. Doesn't have anything just yet. Oh, Tohofchen up on the wall. Able to hang on to it in car number 088. But still Chatham out in front with the lead at 3 seconds in lap traffic with 5 laps to go, Robert.
Yeah, lap traffic coming into play, but for Gavin Chatham, able to make quick work of that.
Billy Roberts!
No, there's an incident. Roberts out of the park. Looks like we might be able to stay green, though, as he's going to hit that eject button, sends him to the moon.
We may not be going
right
green.
As Gavin Chatham was coming by. Caution flag going to fly, though, with 3 to go, Marty.
I think iRacing did us a favor. Billy Roberts got DQ'd for incident points from the looks of it. And that kept us green for a couple more seconds, but that erased the 3-second lead that Gavin Chatham had, and now makes the race for 4th a little bit more interesting. Yeah, that right front was just totally damaged off of Alton 4th.
Yeah, not quite over yet here in this one, but Gavin Chatham, he's had amazing restarts so far. Able to pull himself away from the 2nd place driver there in Cole Katz. As Katz he's going to try to time this one a little bit better than he's had over the last few, and maybe have something to say there for Gavin Chatham.
Should be 1 to green this time by.
And the lights are indeed off on the iRacing.com pace car. Gavin Chatham leads the way. Cole Cat second. Joseph Grumman third, with Joseph Mossel right behind him in the final transfer spot. Patrick Boyce, Jacob Morris, Larry Moody, Jonathan Tehofjan, and Jeremy Christensen, with Barry Goldner rounding out the top 10.
Can Musso hang on to that final transfer spot is the question. Or will Pat Boyce or anyone else on back steal it? We're back to the green flag. Good jump from Gavin Chatham. Groom wants second. Not going to get it. Boyce trying to close in. Larry Moody trying to make a comeback here after a wreck he had earlier on. He's side by side with Pat Boyce for the fifth spot, but fifth doesn't pay out. 2 laps to go. They touch. And Moody is there on Joe Musso, Robert.
Yeah, Larry Moody using that inside lane, trying to close in on Joe
Trouble
Musso
on the back, though.
for the final transfer.
Tehofjan,
Will
Barry
we make
Goldner.
it to the white
Yes,
flag,
we did.
though, Marty? I think we will.
Final lap, and the race is still on for fourth. Musso sideways.
Oh, no,
in
they're
1
wrecking
and
for
2.
the final transfer.
Moody's got it for right now. Here comes Jake Morris as well. Musso gets it back, off for 4. Gavin Chatham, the winner. And for the final spot, they crash for 5th on back. Larry Moody steals it the Hard Knocks way.
Wow.
They all decided to go crazy when they saw the white flag. Oh boy, that
Unreal.
was just about wild. So it's Chatham, Cole, Katz, Groom, and Moody that make it in, and we have got a lot to break down here. Let's start things off. Barry Goldner, Jonathan Tehofjan. So they all went around, and then this was the race. No, this was before. So Pat Boyce got spun. I'm gonna rewind this just a little bit here. As he was racing for a position. That was with 2 laps to go, I believe. And I think this is how all the chaos started. Pat Boyce, oh, I think he ran out of fuel there, Robert. I think Boyce ran out of methanol, and that's what started this whole cluster.
I think you might be right. I think you might be right on that one, Marty, and that is so unfortunate. And, you know, that's going to be something that these guys have to keep into account tomorrow when it comes to that A main. You have to make sure you have enough fuel in the car to make it all the way to the end. And unfortunately, calculations like that are really going to hurt you.
Let's watch on board with Larry Moody, starting at the white flag. He's there side by side, and they get together there, Moody and Musso. I think Musso was just trying to race Moody very hard there at the same time. And that onboard, unfortunately, doesn't tell you a lot of the tail. Let's go from our wider shot. Yeah, they just slightly get together there just before coming across the start-finish line. Morris throws the slider. Musso has some bite off at turn number 2. And so he decides to send it deep and just couldn't catch the tail tank of Moody. Couldn't move him back there for the 4th spot. if you want to put it that way. But in the end, your results from tonight, so it's the top 4 spots that matter, and the drivers 5 through 20, and those that were eligible for Hard Knocks that did not make it in tonight's program, they will be competing in the B main and the C main to try and make the championship feature Thursday night. Well, we've got your race winner in here, and we'll start things off with Gavin Chatham. Gavin, great run for you tonight. What was working out for you throughout the entire night?
Thanks, Marty. Honestly, just running the bottom. I can't believe that it held up for as long as it did. But it was a fast way around tonight, and when I wasn't messing it up and hitting the berm, because I definitely clipped it a few times for sure, qualifying heats and the features as well. But yeah, with that bottom, I don't think anybody was running down there, and it was just so fast, and you were able to get such a good bite down the straightaway. Just gave you so much speed, and obviously taking the top and the long way around is when the bottom's that gripped up still, it definitely the best way around the racetrack.
Do you feel the bottom could be the same way tomorrow night or not really?
It'll be interesting to see. Obviously there's more cars on the track, and then with 50 laps, it's a long feature. So, yeah, no, I think that everything will be in play tomorrow. The top, the middle, and the bottom at some point in time during the race. It's just obviously being in the right line at the right time, or maybe hopefully finding something when someone else doesn't, and making it work for you. But no, absolutely, I think eventually, that the thing about it too is the cushion up. I ripped the cushion on the cool down lap just to see, because I don't think I was ever up there. Maybe one time during the race, I just wanted to see what it was going to do. But Knoxville notoriously gets a really rough cushion, so it might be the fast way around tomorrow, but it'll be pretty treacherous. So sometimes it's just better to play it safe and run a more smoother line on the bottom there. So, but yeah, no, I think tomorrow will be really interesting. 50 laps is a long time for a sprint car race, and a lot can change, and the track's going to change a lot. So I think everything will kind of be in play tomorrow.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
First, I want to thank you guys for doing an awesome job with the broadcast. I want to thank everybody who helps put this the Knoxville Nationals on. It's been, so far, I unfortunately missed the prelim night, some prior commitments, but was able to run Hard Knocks and at least get locked in. The work's not over yet, but at least we're in the feature. We can breathe get some, relax a little bit on that aspect of things, but we still got a long way to go. But I just want to thank everybody that has helped supports this and this Knoxville Nationals, and all the sponsors and all the admin, of course, down at Coast to Coast that take the time to put this on. Dean's doing a heck of a job, and I know, and then there's a bunch of other people involved in this as well. But I want to thank all of them for doing an awesome job and putting this event on, allowing us to come out here and race. I just want to thank the fans for coming out watching the races tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it tonight, and definitely come in and tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a heck of a show tomorrow, and I just want to thank my fans as well for always taking the time to watch the races.
All righty, man. Great job tonight, and best of luck tomorrow. All right, Gavin?
All right, thank you guys. Hopefully, hopefully we're talking to you tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Gavin Chatham, our winner. And we do not have a sighting of the Cool Cat Cole Cats. So we'll bring in our third place finisher here, Joseph Groom. He's with Robert.
Well, Joseph, you had yourself a good run going last night until, unfortunately, things went awry. But tonight, looks like you were able to put a great evening together from start to finish. Walk us through your night, and how good does it feel to be locked into tomorrow night's A main?
It definitely feels good. Locked.
Up. I think we are having some technical issues with Joseph Groom. We'll try again. Joseph, you got us?
Hello?
Yep, we got you. Go ahead.
There we go.
Yeah. We had some last night. Locked in.
All right. Joseph, we're gonna let you go because we're having some technical issues here, but best of luck tomorrow night, and we'll see how you do, all right?
All right.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on Joseph's end here, but we wish Joseph the best. But Larry Moody made it in with a last lap past the Hard Knocks way, and Robert will let you try him.
Well, Larry, you entered tonight 33rd in the Knoxville National points. You end tonight locked into that 24th starting spot in tomorrow night's A main. How good does that one feel?
I'll be honest, it feels really good because I really didn't plan on racing tonight after the other night starting outside the front row and getting some net code on turn 1 of lap 1, and I decided to go ahead and run it, and worked out in my favor tonight.
Well, things got absolutely chaotic in the closing laps, battling it out for that final transfer spot. What did you see, and how do you think you were able to get that one?
Well, I'm not really sure what happened. I know with I think about 2 to go, whoever I was racing for that transfer spot, I was on the bottom. I don't know if they came down or I came up. If it was my fault, I apologize. But either way, it was hard racing, dodging all the drama that was out there. But I started in 6th and went to the back on an early race deal, but I was able to make my way back up with luck and and attrition. So it felt good. It felt good. It was one of my better races, and I've taken the entire summer off, so it was good to come back and finish like this.
Big challenge ahead of you tomorrow, coming from the back of the pack, trying to work your way up from 24th to that first spot. What do you need to do to put yourself in contention late in that one?
I'm just happy to make the show. I'll do my best, and then see where it goes. But patience is the key. Try and get through that first break, and then see what happens.
Well, Larry, who do you want to give a shout out to?
I want to thank the guys from our team. We're kind of disbanded right now, but the guys are the same: Scott Thomason and Josh Whiteman. Both those guys are a great help. And thank you guys for putting on the show, and Dean and everybody for all their hard work, and C2C. It's for a good cause, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, we appreciate you putting on a great show late in that one. Best of luck tomorrow night. We look forward to seeing how you do.
Thanks, guys. Hope to see you guys tomorrow.
Larry Moody, our 4th place finisher, making it in the Hard Knocks way. So tomorrow night, we go at it for 50 laps, but first we have a last chance showdown and a C-main to determine who makes it into the granddaddy of them all. Robert, final thoughts as we get set to sign off.
All I can say, Marty, is I am excited for tomorrow night. We've put 3 days behind us of great action from start to finish. And tomorrow night, let's cap it off with the granddaddy, like you said.
Absolutely. So we will talk to you all tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Drivers, if you're still watching, be sure to keep an eye on the broadcast for when your session is gridding. All right? So that'll do it for us. I'm back for everyone here at the Coast to Coast Race League, all the fine drivers, sponsors, and admins. For Robert Hill Jr., I'm Marty Sakala saying so long. Your winners tonight, Gavin Chatham, Cole Katz, Joseph Groom, Larry Moody, all make it the Hard Knocks way. So